So I do want to talk about malolactic, only because there was an article recently. Some of you who read the wine publications may have saw this, but generally in the past, malolactic happened naturally, by happenstance, because most wineries and most cellar conditions were not that hygienic. So the bacteria were there, they naturally fermented the malic acid into lactic acid. And what that does, malolactic fermentation, as you can see here, changes malic acid, which is a very strong acid and tastes like apples, into lactic acid, which is a weaker acid and has a creamy sort of milky taste. So you're reducing the acidity. And overall, back in the days when they didn't really have hygienic winemaking conditions, it was probably a good thing because climate change hadn't occurred then. So reducing the acidity on the wines naturally was probably a good thing. Nowadays, on the other hand, we generally want to ensure that crisp style, so malolactic is generally not done. However, there are some producers that are using it, and maybe it's coming back as a stylistic choice. We'll have to see. But one of the things that malolactic can do, like lees aging, it can add a little bit of creaminess. It can reduce the need for residual sugar by losing the acidity. And even in the face of climate change, if you think about, climate change, you don't want to do malolactic. Well, when grapes get really ripe due to climate change and hot temperatures, one of the things that's first to respire is the malic acid. So if you do malolactic, you're maybe not really affecting the overall total acidity or the pH. So it's not that necessarily a negative thing. And of course, I think the decision whether to do malolactic or not will depend on probably Mother Nature and what each vintage gives you, and whether you have to decide what the growing conditions are going to dictate how you make the wine.